This video is for those who may have felt or do feel like they're a burden, that they're too much, that maybe the world would be a better place not being there anymore, that there's so much going on in here that it just feels like there's nothing that will stop it. I remember feeling like I was a burden. I was too much. I had a lot of energy, a lot of big ideas, so much passion in me, so much fire. And I would be around people that I thought were annoyed of me, frustrated by me, or didn't want me to be this way. And at one point, I truly believed that maybe the world would be better off without me. And I internalized that very deeply as a teenager, thinking that the world would be better without me. And I found myself going down a very dark path. And that was my belief and my assumption. And I didn't talk about it a lot. And at times I wasn't fully conscious that it was there. And I would present myself in a certain way to the world. People would think, you're such an inspiration, you're such a sweet person, blah, blah, blah. And you're always happy. But inside, a lot of other stuff was going on. It was like I wore two different masks, two different faces. And I would numb myself with drugs and alcohol and doing risky things. And at one point I wanted different for myself, and I realized that none of that has to be true for me, and it's not true. I was not created, I was not put on this earth to be a burden, to be too much for people, because I am just enough or more than enough. And I'm here to share my story with the world and to empower others to do the same, and to know you're not alone and you fucking matter. You matter. And whatever you're feeling, you don't have to carry it alone. There are people, there are things that can help. And maybe it's hard to believe. It was hard for me, but there was always this light. Like, I remember being a teenager and I would say, I feel like I have a guardian angel with me. It's like, no matter how far I go off the path, I always find my ass back on track. It's like I'll be on the edge, ready to fall, and then something pulls me back, and I realize, wait a minute, I matter. I've got a reason for being here. I was created for a reason. It's to experience life, all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, knowing that it's worth it and that it gets better. I changed my beliefs. I began to have faith. I began to learn the things that I teach now, and it is so possible to have different. And it's okay if you feel anger and you feel hatred or sadness for the people that brought you into this world. Maybe there's a lot of things you wish you could say to them, but you're afraid and you just keep it all in. Eventually, it's going to come out in one way or another. And, you know, as a teenager, as a child, your caregivers are responsible for you. And maybe they are carrying their own things too. And maybe they understand more than you think. I wish that more people would have these conversations. I have these conversations with my kids. I share my story with them. I share the things that have happened. And I let them know every day, as much as they can. They can talk to me about anything. If there's anything going on, do not hesitate. It's welcomed here. And it's a safe place to share and to open up and to be free of burdens and to be free of pain. The world we live in is full of so much hatred, but it's also full of so much love too. if we just clean our lens and we start to see things a little differently, things do shift. So, I remember when I felt like a burden and I thought it would be better if I wasn't here anymore. And I almost died more than one time. And I had a lot of close calls, lots of close calls. And I'm glad I'm still here to share with you guys. And I just want you to know your story isn't over yet. Put a semicolon there and continue and change the path you're going if what's happening is not enjoyable for you. And you are wanted, you are needed, you are appreciated, you are everything, and you are love, and you are a gift from the Creator. And remember that you matter.